So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The first thing I'm going to do in tackling this suit is examine the measurements that I will be following. This is a Sobia Nazir which I sketched for this customer many years ago. You can probably see now this particular customer has always come back to me because of the fitting that I have always created for her. I mean, she is a very small size. This is a totally contrast to a very large size outfit that I sketched just a couple of days ago of a Maria B outfit. Now this one, as you can see, it is so small. She is so slim, mashallah, that you have problem in two areas when you come to stitching. If it's either a very large size or a very petite size, in between we can often handle, but when you are sewing something so small and it's also on a fabric, this is the type of fabric that you can just make it into a sack and hand it over to a person. So making this garment into this size is a challenge as well. So inshallah, I'm going to go through and tackle this and see how we get on. It's going to be a difficult one because it's something that I have been delaying, and all for good reasons. My reasons for the delay has been that I have known from the offset. Now, as you can see, the gear on this is what? I don't know, 15 inches. And you know, the other thing that really upsets me is that this is very expensive fabric, and to waste it away and make it so small, I don't know, my mind can't comprehend it. And this is where the difficulty lies. And it always reminds me of my grandmother, may Allah bless her. She came to the UK back in 1980s from Pakistan, and she used to watch me stitch clothes, and she used to say, when she used to watch me cut, she used to say, फलानी टिंगनी गालियाँ देती थी. ठीक है, हमारी अपनी ज़ुबान जो है वो हिंदको है. वो कहती थी फलानी टिंगड़ी ये कपड़ा जड़ा है सारा जड़ा है इसना सारे ना कपड़े ना तू जवाबदार हो से के पई करनी है सारा कपड़ा कट कुट के इसना की कर छोड़ाई इसना की हाल कर छोड़ाई. And those used to be her words, honestly. May Allah bless her. You know, you remember those things and you think, and she used to say that what you're doing, this material, you're answerable to cutting away. You wasted such an expensive material by cutting away into it. And then I used to stitch it, and she used to say, oh mashallah, you know, when you cut it, I felt like clapping you once. And then Suleiman's going to sleep here today. Yeah. Oh wow, are you going to let him? Yeah. Oh, okay then. Yes, he's been saying he's not had a sleepover. Why is Simon never had a sleepover? Oh please don't get her started, then she won't want to go back home. Right, so anyway, that's in memory of my grandma. I shall cut this and see how we go along in making this. My little baby. Yes, darling.
Why do you not want Sarah to have a sleepover?
Okay, the horrible setbacks to stitching this fabric. Okay, so I'm going to do this video as I'm going along because I want to point these out. This is the net fabric with this katdana work and this nali work. Okay, these are glass beads which have been applied onto the whole of this fabric. Now, the first thing I've gone and done, this is my brand new scissor which I've paid £25 for. And the first thing that I have gone and really ruined is the scissor on cutting this fabric, because as I'm cutting through, some of these glass beads actually come between the scissor and then you are cutting through them because there's no way of avoiding this. Secondly, the disappointing thing is, as you can see, there's many of these that are broken, and the second horrible part is that these little particles of glass can often penetrate and go into your you know, fly up and go into your eye, go into your fingers and so on. So this is the second reason why these garments are so horrible to actually stitch, and it's virtually impossible to take each and every one of these beads off. So that's another of the setbacks of stitching something like this. So my advice to each and every person is, don't even touch a fabric like this. You are going to, if you're going to sew yourself, you're going to experience problems. So safeguard yourself. And anyone who's somebody comes along and gives you something like this, if you are a machinist, don't even touch it with a barge pole, because you are going to experience so many problems. Now what I'm going to do is, when I take to the hammer and break these beads are literally going to go everywhere. So I have to be extra careful that they're actually not all over the floor. And because I often walk barefoot and stuff as well, and I'm going to end up having something going in my glass going into my foot. I'm going to have to suck it up with the vacuum cleaner, and often the vacuum cleaner can also become congested, or these small particles will go into the filter and cause you problems. So you know what, it sort of takes away the logic behind the application of these stupid beads on, if you're gonna have this kind of a garment where this kind of fabric and these applied beads applied, then the best way to do this is to actually get the garment partly stitched, the outer seams, and then where the get the work applied. That is the only logic that I can actually come up with in stitching and buying something like this.